qualified.
Since I heard from
Yeah.
you guys for a
Well,
couple
yeah,
months.
right.
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
been something that she can make.
He's pulling
So
up.
Right, yeah.
we try to take her somewhere every once in a while,
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
to eat.
Double
That,
them.
because they want her to feel good, so
Yeah.
she knows all those things.
Yeah.
No,
So
no.
she
But
sits
I
at home.
put
Yeah.
that in
So
the
she
back
can't
of my.
she can't drive because her right foot.
Right,
So even if she
yeah,
could get out,
yeah,
she can't,
yeah,
she can't drive, so.
no,
Yeah, she's-
yeah. Yeah, like you said, bored. I said, you got plenty of books, and she said, yeah, I called the library and said, okay, the girls will be down and get some books, and Marilyn said, well, I'll pick you out some.
I know, she's like, they said, send you down, but they know what I read better than what you.
Well, yeah,
I
I read
so.
all the time,
Yeah.
so, but you can read so much, and then enough's enough, you're ready to do something else.
Yeah.
If you know it all, you can quit.
But my mom can read the same books over again, which is, I think, is weird.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can if it's been like 5-10 years.
But she can also read two books at the same time. I mean, not like at the same time, but
Yeah, I did that.
she'll go back and forth between two books. I'm like, how can you do that?
I had one out at work, one at home, and I think one at wherever Jerry was, hospital or something. I was reading all three of them, and I'm like, this is really getting confusing. Who's this character? I just wonder if somebody pays over for my.
Oh, I tried calling him and he didn't answer, so.
My, well, last 2 weeks ago, when I talked to him, he said, I'm just not feeling up par, I'm going back home and lay down.
Willie, or?
No, Mike,
Oh,
Mike,
Oh.
okay, wrong person.
yeah, no, Mike told me he wasn't gonna be here, but I haven't heard anything from Willie, so that's why
I
I didn't
haven't
know.
talked to him.
I tried to call him, he didn't answer. I guess we'll just go ahead and start. We'll call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Barger, Canale,
Here,
Maxheimer,
Yes,
Neville.
Here.
Lundquist.
Yes.
Rittmeister.
Any public comments on the agenda items?
I don't have anything.
To our committee reports, police.
Yes. I just want to kind of mention that we were able to make huge savings in our alarm system after some negotiation with the alarm system. We own our system now.
Okay.
The only thing we are paying for is the alarm system itself. We own the DVR, the cameras. And we got a credit, and this credit is gonna push us till probably next October.
Really?
Yes. And then after that, we're, the monthly payment, rather than being $714 every 3 months, which is like $238 a month, it'll actually be $47.90 a month.
Good.
So we got a big savings there, and
You just go buy some of your own equipment, or?
we had the equipment there, and, after talking to them for a while, and realized, what we've been paying, and,
Right.
And they knew you got other bids.
yeah.
Good, that always helps.
Yeah.
Good.
So, that's all.
Anything else for Tony, anybody? Water and sewer?
I have several things. First off, we have took in on loan a valve exercising machine from Illinois Rural Water. They have these tools and they have them available for loan, obviously for members. We're going to target hopefully to get 25 total in the next 2.5 to 3 weeks of valve exercised and learn the process and get through that. At lift station 1, as I mentioned before, we were down a pump because we were out of the motor. We got that motor back, had to replace the motor because the existing one was gone. It was more expensive to rebuild it than to buy a new one. So we got that back and it's running at full capacity. As far as the force main project, going to take a little different approach to them. They're right now currently looking for some documentation from whenever the system was initially installed. I've searched and searched. I got a few other places to search to try to provide that documentation. But, and in light of what you give me, Matt, Mr. Mayor, maybe a different contact here, maybe get us a little further as well.
Wouldn't hurt.
So, that's pretty much what I have in that neighborhood.
Anything else for Matt for water and sewer? Streets and alleys?
Got several things there as well. We're looking to really concentrate on some of these storm drains we've been repairing. We got one obviously down by the high school that, by the elevator, it's been open for quite some time. Our goal is to have that poured in concrete and back in operation. We finally got it all jetted out and cleaned out where it's flowing water continuously. So now it's just a matter of putting it back together. We're targeting that before harvest, obviously, because that's when the most truck traffic will be down there. We have several other issues with storm drains that we've dug up, took apart, on the schedule to dig up, take apart, get repaired. So hopefully we can alleviate some of these drainage issues one piece at a time. You know, I think we're getting better, but we got a lot of issues to fight through. And also we've been doing some tree work, some trimming work down along Washington Street in anticipation of the Fall Festival. Had a citizen that was, actually it's Frank Buckles with the VFW there.
He talked to me about it.
Yeah, he talked to you about it. So we've been making sure we get that all squared up and ready to go for them. So, and I talked to Kelly, who's on the Pride as well. They've changed our parade route this year. And so we're making arrangements to make that all hopefully go a little more smoother than the last few years have. So that's pretty much what I have in that department.
Finance?
The only thing I have is just the deposits of $32,946.91.
How much are you selling the CA6 for, Matt?
Pardon?
How much are you selling the CA6 for?
$25 a bucket.
$25 a bucket. I see the real estate taxes came in, right? They only come in quarterly, don't they?
This is probably just a partial of the late ones from the June, or the first payment. The second payment isn't due until next week. So we'll be getting another one, I would assume, for the second half.
We didn't get the business district money yet?
That came up earlier.
That was on the first, that was on last week's deposit, or last
Yeah.
meeting, okay.
Mhm.
Anything else for Tricia? Finance? Any public comments on the non-agenda items? Approval of consent agenda, which includes the approval of bills.
Ameren, $1,117.32. Blue Cross Blue Shield, $4,725.60. Pat Financial, $1,420.87. Decatur Industrial, $1,562.92. Duffy Trucking, $506.40. INB/Visa, $502.12. And Sterling Codifiers, $510.
Was that packet that you gave us?
That's,
A couple weeks ago?
those are those, it doesn't matter how many I send off, so I try to hold them and send, there's one from like over a year old that was in there. I mean, they're approved at the meetings, it's just getting them sent to them and getting them for the ordinance books is what that was. But it doesn't matter if I send 1, 10, it's $500 every time we send them, so trying to hold off and send a group of them.
I wonder if there's I know a lot of communities use Sterling Codifiers. Is there anyone else that will manage your ordinances? Has anybody ever heard of anybody? Because I mean,
So it's a
you go
couple
to the
things,
Sterling
like-
Codifier webpage and not every community uses them.
Right. So I'm not aware of any, I'm sure there is others, but like, the things that they do is they update all our books. Or they give us the papers to update our books, to keep it up online, and then the other service that they do is they like make sure that the laws are legal. So they're very familiar with what can be done, they'll read through it, and if there's any stuff that need to be changed, they'll fix it. That's what I was told.
Gotcha. So we're paying 2 people to look over it, then that's good, I guess. No problem. questions on the bills, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I would like to, so just so everybody's to know, the PEC disposals for the recycling, we got bills. A quick synopsis.
Oh, yeah, that was one of our first bills, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it wasn't our first, so we've been paying $185 a month for the recycling of 3 6-yard dumpsters. When we started doing that, they didn't have the extra dumpsters, so they put one of those big 30-yards there, and that was like temporary. Well, they forgot about it, and then they sent us a bill for the 30-yard on top of everything, so, I called them up and they're gonna credit us back that, but just so everybody knows, the 30-yard will be leaving, and they'll bring in another 6-yard in, so some of this money that we're paying towards the, recycling will be credited back next month.
Right, I was gonna say, instead of, we'll just pay the bill and then it'll be credited, right? Yeah, okay. Yep, I remember talking to Paula about that. Actually, Paula caught that, didn't she?
Yes.
Any other questions on the bills? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we can pay the bills.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We were speaking earlier, under old business, the ordinance changes. Greg, we were speaking about that earlier. I guess that, well, I don't know if you were still out there when we were talking, but he did have a hard copy at the last meeting, which I don't think you were at because you were ill. And Kelly said that he walked up and took them all off with him. So, he will be at the next meeting, so probably, if you guys would want some copies for them, I could probably have them email them to me, or I can have them emailed to everybody out. But that will have to be tabled until, you know, we need to read them before we pass them.
I agree.
So, I would like an entertain a motion to table.
I'll make a motion to table both, ordinance changes till next week. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Exactly 2 meetings before we accepted last year's prevailing wages, they came out with the correct ones for 2018, 2019. Seems like every year when we haven't heard from anybody and we go ahead and pass them, they come out with next week, so. Kelly has a resolution if anyone would like to look at it. It's the same one that we use every year, I believe. It's about 4 pages long.
Are we
I guess it's not that
required
bad.
to accept these?
As far as I know, it's
I believe so,
it's
yeah.
pursuant to, yeah. There's IL Revised Statute 1987, Chapter 48, it's in here.
Okay. Do we pay prevailing wage for anything, or have we in the last couple of years?
If you hire anything out, you have to. We paid those guys that work on sewer main prevailing wage.
I thought it was significantly higher than this.
You know, and I think that,
Okay.
you know, as long as people are aware of it, you know, like we get work done by, you know, Barry's Repair, you know, I'm pretty sure that that's part of that too. I mean, I think it's mainly more up to the people that are doing the work to be aware of it. I know if you hire in a union, they're gonna catch it and make sure that you're paying it. But yes, I do believe that we are required by law to pay that for any outside contractor, so.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2018 prevailing wage resolution.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Is there any other miscellaneous business to discuss? No. Can you put on the next meeting's agenda that we'll get some committee, we need to rearrange the committee appointments again. I don't think I've really assigned Willie to one yet. So. changes. And is there anything else that we missed tonight that needs to go on the next agenda, anybody? No. Is there a need to go to executive session? If not, thanks for coming, everybody. 6:45.
Not bad.